Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. Our goal today is super simple but absolutely crucial. We are going to conquer Chapter 6's specialized accounting terminology together. To really make these words stick, we're going to take it nice and slow. For every single term, I'll repeat the English word 3 times so you can catch the pronunciation. Then I'll give you a quick English explanation followed by the Vietnamese translation. So take a deep breath, get comfortable, and let's get started.
Okay, let's dive into this. We've got a really clear roadmap today broken down into 4 parts. First, we'll look at accounting principles. Second, debts and payments. Third, financial reporting. And finally, we'll wrap up with some supplementary terms.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, Accounting Principles. These are the foundational rules that literally dictate how financial information is prepared. Mastering these is your absolute first step to really understanding the language of business. Okay, listen closely to our first term. I'm going to say it nice and slow so you can repeat after me. Faithful representation. Faithful representation. Faithful representation. In English, this simply means presenting financial information accurately and completely. And the Vietnamese translation is "Shoot phản ánh trung thực."
So the crucial point here is that you really can't have faithful representation without our next term, neutrality. 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 This means being completely objective and totally without bias when reporting. In Vietnamese, that's tính trung lập, khách quan.
Now, these next 2 concepts, they're almost always paired together. Consistency and comparability. Consistency and comparability. Consistency and comparability. Basically, consistency is about using the exact same accounting methods over time, while comparability is what allows you to compare different companies against each other. In Vietnamese, this translates to
tính nhất quán và khả năng so sánh.
Okay, for information to be truly useful, it needs this first quality. Completeness. 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 This literally means having all the necessary information included. In Vietnamese, tính đầy đủ. It also needs to have relevance. 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 Which means it is information that actually makes a difference when making decisions. In Vietnamese, tính thích hợp. So an accountant must uphold faithful representation and neutrality. Uphold faithful representation and neutrality. Uphold faithful representation and neutrality. This is the active practice of maintaining accuracy and objectivity. In Vietnamese, duy trì sự trình bày trung thực và tính trung lập. You are doing great. Let's move right along to Section 2, Debts and Payments. You're building a really strong foundation here, so let's keep that momentum going. When a business absolutely cannot pay what it owes, we use this word. Listen carefully. Insolvent. 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 It means being completely unable to pay debts owed. The Vietnamese translation is mất khả năng thanh toán. Now, sometimes debts aren't totally certain yet. We call those contingent liabilities. Contingent liabilities. Contingent liabilities. These are potential debts that completely depend on a future event happening. In Vietnamese, we say các khoản nợ tiềm tàng.
Let's move on and see how this builds into broader concepts. Listen to this longer phrase. Commitments and contingent liabilities. Commitments and contingent liabilities. Commitments and contingent liabilities. This refers to promises and potential future debts. In Vietnamese,
các cam kết và nợ phải trả tiền tàng.
Now, to keep track of all that, you would need a payables breakdown. Payables breakdown. Payables breakdown. This is simply a detailed, itemized list of all the money a company owes. In Vietnamese,
Bảng phân tích các khoản phải trả.
And finally, when you sell off an asset, you get the proceeds. Proceeds. Proceeds, which is just the total money obtained from that sale. In Vietnamese, số tiền thu được.
All right, welcome to Section 3, Financial Reporting. These terms right here, they are the absolute keys to actually reading and understanding real-world financial statements. You're going to see this first phrase all the time on balance sheets. Cash equivalents, cash equivalents, cash equivalents. These are highly liquid investments that you can easily and quickly convert to known amounts of cash. In Vietnamese, it's
Tiền và các khoản tương đương tiền.
Next up is a totally crucial profitability metric, basic EPS, or basic earnings per share. Basic EPS, basic earnings per share, basic EPS, basic earnings per share. It represents a company's total profit divided by its outstanding shares of stock. In Vietnamese, now, what's really interesting about this next term is how highly technical it is. Let's take it extra slow. Retrospective adjustment. Retrospective adjustment.
retrospective adjustment. This means actually going back and changing past financial statements so they reflect a brand new accounting principle. In Vietnamese, that translates to điều chỉnh hồi tố.
Let's look at a few items that don't make the main sheet. Off-balance sheet. Off-balance sheet. Off-balance sheet. Meaning assets or debts that literally do not appear on the main balance sheet. In Vietnamese.
Ngoài bảng cân đối kế toán.
Next, the constant movement of money creates period turnover. Period turnover. Period turnover. This is the total amount of money taken in during a specific time frame. In Vietnamese,
Phát sinh trong kỳ.
now to explain expenses better, accountants use expense by nature note disclosures. Expense by nature note disclosures. Expense by nature note disclosures. This means detailing expenses based on what they actually are natively.
Thuyết minh cách khoản chi phí theo tính chất.
And to ensure accuracy, you must reconcile. 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 Meaning making completely sure that two sets of records match up perfectly. In Vietnamese,
Đối chiếu, đối soát, khớp số liệu.
remember that some special accounts carry no account balance. Carry no account balance. Carry no account balance. Meaning they literally end up with a zero balance.
Chúng không có số dư tài khoản.
Huge congratulations! We've made it to the final section, supplementary terms. Keeping your focus up this far shows you're really serious about leveling up your career. Let's finish strong.
Honestly, this vocabulary itself is exactly what this next phrase describes. Indispensable component. Indispensable component. Indispensable component. It means an absolutely necessary or vital part of something. In Vietnamese, thành phần không thể thiếu.
This importance is inherent. 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 This refers to something that exists as a totally natural or permanent part of something else. In Vietnamese, vốn có. Let's look at some risks and standards. First, wrongdoing. Wrongdoing. Wrongdoing, meaning illegal or downright dishonest behavior. In Vietnamese, hành vi sai trái. Sadly, these acts are often concealed. Concealed. Concealed, meaning they are deliberately hidden from view. In Vietnamese, được che giấu. On the flip side, good financial reports should be intuitive. Intuitive. Intuitive, meaning they are super easy and natural to understand. In Vietnamese, trực quan. And every single number must be attributable. Attributable. Attributable, meaning it can be clearly connected to a specific source or cause. In Vietnamese, thuộc về. You shouldn't just do merely legal requirements. Merely legal requirements. Merely legal requirements, meaning doing only the absolute bare minimum required by law. In Vietnamese, chỉ là các yêu cầu pháp lý. Finally, information must be not distorted in favor of. Not distorted in favor of. Not distorted in favor of anyone. This means it is absolutely not manipulated to give an unfair advantage. In Vietnamese, không bị bóp méo theo hướng có lợi cho.
Awesome job. Okay, to really lock this into your brain, we're going to do a super quick speed run. I'm going to read the English words just one time at a normal conversational pace. Try to instantly recall the meaning in your head. Ready? Here we go. Faithful representation. Neutrality. Insolvent. Reconcile.
You did incredible today. Seriously, mastering these terms is going to help you read reports way faster, analyze them deeper, and communicate with international partners with so much more confidence. But remember, vocabulary is just a tool. Your analytical mindset is the real game changer here. So, what does this all mean for you? Are you going to use this powerful new language just to plug in numbers, or are you going to use it to totally reshape your company's future financial strategy? Thanks so much for joining me in today's Explainer. Keep practicing, and I'll catch you in the next one.